Hey, it's me, I'm Jermaine Callando. It's Pop Day. Pop Day. That starts on Mondays. Every Monday, I'm going to give you Pop Day. And this week is no different. Second week in a row. First and foremost, thank you so much for all the views for the first video. There are a lot of hot topics, and it's going to be really juicy. And yes, I like making sure these things are very long. So this is just day one of many of all these things. This is kind of all the things I kind of saw that was kind of exciting and saw kind of interesting. I'm wearing this blue truly because Christmas is coming, and also happy holidays to anyone out there that's starting to celebrate Hanukkah. And do not don't don't flex too hard. I have a new phone, so this phone will do a lot to me. This color is gonna bounce a lot, and what happens a lot is that you're gonna see my discoloration very much a lot, and that's because I have what I have going on. So first and foremost, sorry for technical difficulties. I'm going to have another camera next week once I figure out a different camera setup. So first and foremost, the craziest thing I kind of thought about was that I'm really not the biggest for Christmas now because I'm 30 and I am talking to someone, but like that person does not particularly like Christmas that much either, which is really good. The crazy thing is that there was a Santa and he was black. And Connecticut, he wanted to expose himself to a teenager. And I kind of was like, wow, this is what I don't have to deal with. Because me, I don't think I'm going to teach my kids when I have them or adopt them about Santa. I probably like, we're going to do a gift exchange. Yes. From that to the craziest stories. I'm going to go with all the stories. I was like, what? First. So, in Texas, apparently, as well, there's this white guy. Now, honestly, I know y'all gonna be like, why y'all do this? Yes, this story is very interesting because, like, how my nails are. He painted his fingernails, and he looked like just a straight-laced person. He looked like, oh, like, cool, like, yeah. He painted his fingernails, and he got suspended. Suspended, yes. I was like, what in the press in Texas? Wow. From that to Yes We Can News. Yes. MSNBC names a new president as Rhonda Jones. This is all according to B. Scott. So I'm getting a lot of my news from B. Scott first and foremost. I'm really grateful. I always sort my things. The first stories came from him, and a lot more of these stories will come from him because he had most of the stuff first. And I looked through other places, and they weren't just as, like, I kept saying the same thing, and then I was like, I guess I'm going to stay with B. Scott. Thank you first and foremost. I will leave the link in the bio, as always. Now, this story is really amazing because NSBNC names Rhonda Jones to replace Phil Griffin. So this is the first great news as in Yes We Can news. We're having a lot of kind of great news this week, which I love. And I really do think it's amazing that we're having a black president and just to cover up all the news. Honestly, it's been a very good time to be like truly not a white. No, I'm lying about that. It's really kind of amazing with the presidency because when I say Joe Biden has made sure he was like, guess what? Y'all gonna see color. Y'all voted me because I represent everybody. He was like, you gonna see everybody. I'm gonna get used to this. So next time we have a president, you won't be like, oh my God, he's a Native American. Oh my God, he's an Indian. Oh my God, he's Hispanic. Oh my God, he's a Latinx. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it. Please don't cancel me. Latinx is the proper term for all Latinos. Latinx. So a lot of what he's doing is strategizing for the next 4 years is really great because this president is getting a lot of people that's more qualified than just people that he knew. And the last president, we're not going to say his name that much, but he didn't do that. Most of the people he got was rich people. And it's nothing wrong with that. I just think it's very interesting that he's not even in office yet. And I'm like, I know who I voted for. Yes. Also, do not forget, we're going to come together for Matthew McConaughey. I'm sorry I had to bring that one back from last week because I was like, what? Is he serious? And I will say this. The economy is changing so much. Where I'm at in my neck of the woods, This is North Carolina. We're going under a lockdown for starting. It was started Friday, so what you're seeing is this like what I just stay full. So please beware. Try your best to be safe at all times. Our lockdown, our curfew is at 10 o'clock. I don't know where you're at. If it's a countrywide lockdown, because some places it's 7 o'clock. One person told me that. Also, in Yes We Can news, Dr. Fauci said the person that helped made everything was a black woman. Look at that. Yes, we can. I do not know this woman's name, and she's not as popularized. Most doctors do not get that much credibility, and I will not ever say it as a wrestling thing. Science matters a lot, and it's amazing that one of the creators of the vaccine for COVID or Rona COVID-19 or Rona, the vaccinations is happening. There are a lot more celebrities coming more and more out with them saying that they had Rona. I'm not going to cover that this week because it's kind of just going to sound like guess who else had it? Guess who else had it? Guess who else had it? I've seen about 4 or 5 people. All of them are very interesting people. Some were famous people from actors. Some were famous because of, singing and everything. So not thoughts and prayers go out to them because you don't want anyone to have this, first and foremost. And I just think that it's important to say all of that. We're going to take a break from all the good news to get into the ratchet. Lil Wayne has really made himself very known in the last, month. From November when he endorses he tried to endorse Donald Trump for office. I guess truly to get his pardon. No one knew what was going on with Lil Wayne, and I'm not gonna lie to anyone in music news. It's a good week, let me tell you. But back to Lil Wayne. So first things first, apparently he did something crazy and he has a charge. So he has another charge. This time he can be in jail for a lot longer. And that's really a big deal because he's been in jail 10 years ago. Yeah, and he's been started at least a year or two. It's a big deal because music was really good, and his label has changed so much. So first and foremost, Lil Wayne, he pleaded guilty to a gun charge for flying with a firearm in 2019. People used to be flying all the time. Yeah. Guess what? It went from that to him selling his masters. Now, no lie, it's one more story to this. I do not understand he sold his masters. Your masters are very important. He is a rapper. This is to all rappers, all singers. I don't know who's watching this. I'm just glad you're watching. Yay. So, even me, my jokes, when my jokes can become patent. I think my jokes become patent once something gets live. Once it gets televised, you be like, oh, that's Jermaine style. So, as a comedian, that's just the truth. Well, a lot of artists, you patent a lot of your stuff. He's selling his masters. So that means all his radio plays, all his streams and everything like that for $100 million. Woo! I don't know if he's still having that battle with Baby, but I'm still like, this is interesting. What's going on, Wayne? Last but not least, and still Lil Wayne news, he's also suing his ex-manager for over $20 million. So he's actually getting a lot of stuff. When I say he was the most person, I was like, oh, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne? Lil Wayne. I said, oh my God, not the fireman. From fireman, a.k.a. Lil Wayne, to a lot of women, a lot of celebrities having babies in the bun. So they had a Fire We Make song, and they got busy. First and foremost, we have Victoria Monet, and she confirms that she confirmed the identity for her baby father. And I think that's kind of amazing. I'm not going to lie to anyone out there, to all women out there. If you do have the situation where you do the whole paternity court, it is very entertaining. I really do laugh at that. But I will say this. Most women do know the baby of their father. I won't have to deal with this because technically I have to figure out the birth from the egg donor. That'd be different for me. Like, you're my mom. They'll be doing that because the gay thing. So, from her figuring this out to Christina Milian, she's expecting her third baby. And I think it's really amazing. Her man looks he looks really cute. I did not know she had another baby. They said her boyfriend name is Matt Porco. It's Pokora? Yeah. It's like poke. It's poke or Pokora. Excuse my language. So I think they may have had a baby prior, and the other baby was from the Dream, which someone on the Facebook actually was trying to challenge the Weeknd versus the Dream. You gotta know who won. Not the Dream. The Weeknd. Who would you choose? No, seriously, who do you choose? Would you choose the Weeknd? Put the line, comment down below. Do you like the Weeknd more than the Dream? Or do you like the Dream more than the Weeknd? Are you about that falsetto? Or are you about all the other hits that the Weeknd has? I'm waiting. Lastly not lastly, but the woman that escaped P. Diddy's grasp, Cassie, yes. Apparently, she's pregnant. She's a pregnant and announcing her second baby. When I say she left him and said, I spent a lot of years with this man. I am going to have babies. Gonna have a baby. She gonna have a second baby. From that to good news as well. Summerwalker is pregnant. See what I'm saying? 4 baby foods in one. But this is not about baby. No, it's not about baby. This is about her having ghetto Earth records. So it's good that she's having an imprint with Interscope. I think it's really amazing that Summerwalker has really changed she's a very interesting artist. I will say this to most people. I have not fully listened to all of Summerwalker, but I really do love her mixtape. I'm going to give her album a chance pretty soon. I'm so sorry I have not listened to most of her music. I think it's amazing because not only is she pregnant, but she's also really about to have imprints from more people. So it's kind of amazing. She's a very she's one of those people where it's like she feels what everybody feels, so she don't like hugs no more. She was in the news for a long time. This most of this year, like low key, Summerwalker's probably the top 20 people in this whole year that I've heard about throughout the course of the year, and it's really great to hear. From Summerwalker, Cardi B accepts the Boulevard accepts Woman of the Year from Billboard, and she accepts this from Breonna Taylor's mom, Tamika Palmer. Excuse my language. I'm so sorry. I don't like messing up people's names. Tamika Palmer is Breonna Taylor's mom, and she gave the award to her, and I do think it's really amazing because this is it's been a very heavy year. I don't always talk about Breonna Taylor or everything. I still do not comment that much about it but I do think about it across my mind a lot because what happened. I talked about this with my prior videos. If you want to include that, I had a whole daily vlog thing going on. This is different. POPDAY. So, on lighter news, I do think it's amazing to make sure you understand the significance of people that have lost someone great, to make sure we uplift them in the community, because this woman's life has now forever been rocking, that her child is no longer. But I will say this, her making sure Cardi B is that woman. I think it's amazing that she's also supporting artists like Teyana Taylor with her saying she's going to retire. Teyana Taylor was strong in the news. I don't have any cliff notes for Teyana Taylor other than Janet Jackson actually speaking out, talking about some don't retire, baby. And her supporting as well. Like I said before last week, I listened to one song once again. Oh, I listened to it about 3 times. I was getting it on. I was on the elliptical just doing it. So Teyana Taylor is a very important person. I'm gonna tell this everyone out there. I love her music. I still do think that her lane is very interesting because she has a lot of acting credits too. So if she does retire from music, I do think it's part of it because of her deal. I cannot cuss. I'm trying my best not to cuss at all. So she had an Ishi deal. Ishi deal. I-S-H. Ish. She has an Ishi deal. So her deals with good music. Problem is that she's one of so many artists about good music. And when it comes to artists like her, she's quite talented. She always has been very talented. You've seen some of her videos. You've seen that she's also directing and everything. She is quite a very interesting woman. With her as a person, she's done acting. A lot of people have met her through some movies like, say, the Tyler Perry movie. She's also done a lot of web series, like with BET Plus. she is an artist that is quite interesting. She, just like Cardi B, is a very interesting person. I have, and so much like Tiana Taylor compared to like say Summerwalker. The difference between the two, Summerwalker is an R&B artist. Tiana Taylor is an R&B artist, but also raps. See what I'm saying? That's sometimes, like I said, the Drake effect is a big deal because people don't always get the flowers they need or the flowers they do. From that to a former gang member turns his life around and becomes the teacher of the year from Missouri. And his name is Darian Cockrell, David Cockrell, or Mrs. DC. Congratulations. So a lot of good news is right there. I will say this to everyone out there. You can always have a second life. Things can change. I'm one of those people that change. I used to think I was going to be working retail for the rest of my life, but guess what I'm doing on YouTube? And you will see me in a town near you pretty soon. Pretty soon. And, oh my God, white people be going crazy news. Jada Pinkett mom keeps it real all the way with Olivia Jade's Giovanni. And I will say this to all you out there. It is really hard to support certain people for this one reason. And that is this. She's one of multiple people that has white privilege. When they talk about white privilege, I will say this to most people, especially when she's that rich and she didn't want to go to school and she posted on YouTube, which is amazing. I'm talking about YouTuber again. Dragging people, ain't I? But she was on Red Table Talk, and I guess she was pleading her case, and she was talking about what happened and everything like that. I think she regrets all of her stuff. And I understand that. Truly, she is young. I am 30 years old to her. Like, I guess she's 20. I think she may be 21 to 24. I'm going to give her the age bracket because I know she's very young. We say stupid things. The thing is that I'm from a generation where we didn't do this. A lot of us are recording now that are my age and way older, that has a lot more followers and all that stuff. But there's some things we just don't talk about on camera. Like, this is what she was talking about. Was like, I don't need to do this. I got friends that's rich and everything. So, if that's the thing, I don't have a problem. But the issue is that, like, they spent $500,000 just to get you in school. And I kind of am so stuck on, like, just to get you in school, and you're on YouTube, and you're making brand deals. A lot of her work got crashed down because of what she made as a video about her not wanting to go to school, and then her parents doing all of this. So it's kind of like going back to, like, yeah, this is one of the many times that we got white people. Okay, white privilege is a thing. So truly, if you are a white man in America, you naturally, especially if you have money, you are on the highest food chain. So you have this woman this is a woman, so that she does not have the high. She's next. This is how this goes. Now, people say women are not secondary, but yes, they are. Women are all, not, this is not my opinion, this is just society rules. Society is what society is. So this woman is very young, and she also has her father with several deals. Her father has a clothing line and everything. This is from Target. I think he had a deal with Target. Don't know if he still does. Just saying in general. Her mom was an actress. She's very pretty. She's also on YouTube. So she's having these deals, brand deals, everything like that. She probably made upwards of at least $100,000 for all her brand deals. That's at least 100 brand deals. Oh, that's a monthly. So she made from $100,000 to $2 to $4 million for a whole year. So how many years she's been on YouTube? That's just the truth. So she's already a rich person. A rich person. I don't know what this person is. This is why I'm saying she, because this is what I see. To all the people that's like, well, she's now this. I don't know. I have issues, not so much that she's rich. I don't have issue at all. If I have a child and if the person I choose have a child, they will have a better outcome. We would not want them to struggle. My parents don't want me to struggle. I am middle class. So if I do become very successful in the next few years and choose to bring a child in this world, they will have a rich parent. So this is what happens. I'll bring this back to me. If my child does succeed and they choose not to go to school, I would have to concede with that. I would want to go to school. This is what their parents wanted to do. That's exactly an option. She was doing that. She just kept saying she didn't want to go to school. She wanted to, she would, yeah. See what I'm saying? So it is very hard to get on her side, which is funny because it's on Red Table Talk. So it's kind of like, wow, I want to appear to the people that watches this because it's a hot show. Yeah, they got nominated for Emmy. So it's like, come on here when you have mess. That's what it looks like. But also, it's more so like, hey, let me appear to the public. So she's doing a lot of damage control, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. And I really don't feel like I should have to talk about it so much. But it is so hard to get behind someone like this. Because, yes, she deserves a second chance. Everyone's society deserves a second chance. Just like talk about with the good news. Problem is, how? Like, this is not like Lori. What happened with Lori is not what happened with like Felicia. Felicia, she said, "Yeah, I did it." She got a week, 10 days. She probably is doing some charities for the same thing. Right, but it's a big deal. And also, from my business news too, I had to tie this in. Apparently, Ellen. I love Ellen. I do think she's a great woman, and it's great that the LGBTQIA plus has had a show for as long as she's had. She's losing sponsors, A-list guests, and viewers following the first place misconduct scandal. And this is to be expected. I do think she will win them back. Maybe. The issue also is that I think Ellen also has COVID. I wasn't going to mention that, but she's already in my news, so I'm going to talk about this. No, you feel bad for her as well. It is very hard to also support someone when it comes to these scandals. And it's like a woman boss is like a man boss. When you have scandals, not everybody's going to support you. It's also harder when you are a part of the umbrella, because the umbrella is like, when we trust you, it's a safe space. We got all these people happy. You want us to be kind to each other. But you have this situation at your place. And I'm supposed to what? Support you? Why? And that's the thing. I still think her show is probably just as great. And I do think it's hard to have talk shows right now, because apparently people keep forgetting that some of the viewership that's going down is truly because most of these moms are pretty much busy with their children. So a lot of you right now are either moms or dads, or, you know, a godparent, whatever your role is with somebody's child, or just any of these roles. You're doing a lot with your kid that you did not do prior. So if you're doing all this with your child, the shows that you watch will dictate who you are as a person. A lot of people are probably watching more PBS, watching more Nick Jr., watching more stuff to teach your child. And in the mix, you're also trying your best to have no TV around to distract yourself from their schoolwork so you can help them through. Right? So shows like her and like other shows are going down in ratings. That's just natural. I won't say that this is why it's happening. I do think it's hard to be joyous or have light when all the wrong is happening in the world. It's been a very much 9 months of COVID, of the world stopping the way it once was. So when things return in April, when y'all all get the shot, which I've heard some bad news about it, but not that much. They said there's only been 4 cases that something bad has happened with the cases. So that's the thing. So from Ellen to Gwen. Gwen Stefani's company Group is being sued for over equal access for blind. This is from Gossip. Oh no, this is from The Blast. I don't know what to say about this. I'll just say like this. Luxury brands happen. And things go left. Alright, back. From things gone left, Twista is apologizing. 2005 rapper Twista. Someone, oh god, they're so shady. I love B. Scott. He tried to let Gabourey Sidbe have it apparently, and talking about her being fat. Also, Lizzo's in the news. Just a B-side is Lizzo's in the news to apologize for body positivity news. I'm body positivity. Like, let's say this to everyone out there. You see this much of me, you can see the fat or you cannot. Cameras do help a lot, and so does his lighting, even though his lighting's in and out. First and foremost, Twista is a fat man. Twista still looks kind of chubby right here. When all my, this is 2005 apparently, so that's me. That's 15 me. I knew Twista probably since 2002 to 2006. Rappers don't last that long. Most rappers don't. It's a very young man's game. Twista he was kind of older then. I think he was probably in his 30s when he kind of made it pop. And he's one of the best rappers because he raps really fast. To talk about a black woman gets on my nerves. To talk about a woman is annoying. You see that I'm not talking about a woman's body. No. Body of work, that's up for grabs. Issues with themselves, maybe, yes. I have issues. I'm a black man. I don't really think that you should ever talk about someone's body. One, it's their body, it's your body. What we doing? But foremost is that I think it's really amazing that she got him together, as Gabourey Sidbe has always done. Also, Gabourey Sidbe, I see you getting married. Before we go with more craziness that's going on in the world, Brandon Bernard is a big name because Kim Kardashian made him a big name. It's really big. She's done good again. Kim Kardashian has changed a lot over the years from that sex tape. Bring it back just a little bit for those that like, what? Yes, because I know some people are like, I'm going to go to Pornhub after this. I'm further out. I can say all this stuff. So, Kim Kardashian is petitioned to Donald Trump for Brandon Bernard. And apparently he was put on death row for burglary turned murder in 1999. And the executive order was on Thursday. So that was 14 hours ago. So that was either yesterday? Oh yeah, I think it happened yesterday. More Kardashian news. They signed a deal with Disney to develop content exclusive for Hulu. Didn't really want this. And who's approving this news? What? I don't really want to lie. I watched the Kardashians probably their first 2 seasons. And I thought that was cool. Like, stories kept getting replaced. Now a lot of them have kids. Actually, all of them have kids except one. The model. And I'm kind of cool. It's amazing how they've grown up and everything like that. I thought they was done. I was like, ooh. So apparently Kim Kardashian was like, I'm bringing good news after my bad news. I don't like that much. Alright, I'm back. First and foremost, sorry for the difficulties. With the woman that's playing, this is strongly for Marvel fans especially. Chadwick Boseman, they're going to honor him by not replacing him. Which is really good because it's too soon, and a lot of kids really looked up to that movie. It was one of the most hardest things I've ever I cried when he died, and we're going to talk about more sadness pretty soon, so I'm so sorry about this. But first and foremost, they're going to talk about other stories, honest with it, and I think that's really amazing because technically the current Black Panther is Siri. And I think current Marvel comics. So, first, this is a story for most of y'all. The issue a lot of people will have is the woman that's playing Siri. I don't know much. I have to go back. So I'm going to have to do most of the story again. So I'm going to cut and paste. She is in the news. She was in the news for the last, I think, week and a half. Was trying to say anti-vaccine for the coronavirus or Rona. I understand that people have these thought processes, and there's nothing wrong with you having a thought process. There's nothing wrong at all that you feel the way you feel. The issue that even I will always have with a lot of people is this. This is why actors sometimes can't say things, and this is why people are like, why have y'all said nothing? Why have y'all done anything like that? It's because they don't want to spend money. Sometimes actors are told to act for a reason. That's why one person in particular, I think her name is Emily Blunt, she said, nope, I'm just actress. I have my own points of reviews. I'm keeping it very private. That's how I work. I respect her so much for that reason. I don't know if they're going to let Siri be the next Black Panther. And I kind of really wanted Storm to come because of Black Panther, because there was a storyline there. And technically, the next villain could have been one of the women that was part of his team, the one he was in love with. Technically, she becomes a villain. So yeah, that was supposed to be the most interesting thing in the world about all this, and he's gone. So that's sad. And I don't know what's going to happen because they got to go that the next Black Panther guy has the fruit, truly. And also geeky news. Not geeky news, but also in gamer news. Cyberpunk just released. It was on the 10th. So it's been only a few days. I really want to play this game so badly. Alright. Let's go ahead and start talking about the Housewives. So I will say this. I'm going to give the Housewives both shows. The ending for Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm going to do the finale and the first review as a video. And I'm also going to give Housewives of Atlanta 2 episodes. Now I'm going to give them both 2 episodes because truly, I had a feeling the last episode of Potomac wasn't going to be that strong to talk about. Because when finales happen, a lot of them aren't that interesting. This finale was really good. Monique was not invited to Robin's Christmas party. Robin got this is all hot topic. This is all Real Housewives this is gonna be Real Housewives. So get ready. Ready? Give you 3 minutes per person. So not per person, just the whole thing. So this season of Potomac is wrapping up. Now they're gonna have 3 reunions. Thank God. 3 reunions. Yay. So first and foremost, they're gonna have 3 parties starting Sunday, which just happened yesterday. You'll see all my reviews probably Tuesday. And yeah, I'll have all my reviews for y'all Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't like giving y'all this with other stuff. All my stuff will happen probably Wednesday. But I'm going to just give you that as a heads up. I'll do 2 episodes and 2 episodes. First and foremost, congratulations goes out to Robin. Oh my God, you engaged to the same man again, girl. So much is going to change. Y'all live together. Y'all already got the kids. Y'all share everything already. You know what? I can't wait to see you get married to the same man again. Second time's a charm. Yeah, they got divorced and they didn't change anything. All right. Once again, congratulations to you, Robin, for all that you do. Shout out to Alexander Rogers. I so want to call her Rob. I will respect this woman this time. Next season, all bets are off. You have 2 episodes. You have 4 times. I'm going to say your name a few more times, and that's about it. Robin's storyline was very interesting, personally speaking, because it's very lagging. I don't know how else to say this. It's kind of hard to root for someone that isn't really changing nothing. The last episode of this was interesting because you saw the creek. You saw a little cracks. And you saw oh my God, look at them. They're really trying. But at the same time, you also saw the reality of everything. He loves her because of her staying by him. That is it. Nothing more, nothing less. He loves her for that reason only. There's nothing else there. Let's just say, it is hard for some people to get a second person when someone's been really there. And I think that's kind of amazing, but at the same time, it's annoying. This season of Potomac was supposed to be really great, and it wasn't. It was supposed to be I would say, an A season, but it became a B to C season. Because one of the main players, Monique, one of the main people wasn't on a lot of the shows. And won't lie to you, Monique is really good TV. And she's one of the richest. And also, she can read. So it was really funny because they missed that. When you have friction, it kind of makes more sense for reality shows because it makes us watch more. This is all you out there. Just to say, it's just better for the story. Monique this season was really great until they stopped cutting out. So it's kind of the one person that was giving this whole thing an A and an A+, y'all kicked out because Giselle. Getting her. Candace is next. I love Candace's season. I love that this Candace season 7 she grew a lot. And then she got very emotional. She kept crying. Think she crying right now. Hold up. Every day she be crying. I do think it's a very hard thing to process that you have to film after something occurs to you. I do think it's hard to digest what you've done. I've heard from a birdie that she was not going to fully take full action against Monique, but also because of Monique that they dropped the case out completely. And I do think it was good. I'm a little smart because legally binding, this woman has kids, this woman's married, and this woman has a business. All of them have businesses. The reason why I love them on Housewives, the first season is their real lives. The second season is truly like an introvert version. Season now, all of them have a little more. Some of them have better brand deals. When I say brand deals, the reason why people like staying on Housewives a lot is because the more you get on there, the more brand people come to you, or more people want to buy your stuff. So, say Candy. Let's go back to Candy real quick. Candy every season has made more businesses out of her show. She learned that, hey, if I show y'all that I'm doing something busy, I really am doing it, make money. If you have a fake storyline, we look at you hard. We look at you hard. We look at you hard. So, let's say, for instance, let's go down the line of all of them. We got Robin. I'm not going to call her out her name still. Robin has hats. Now, embezzled, embellish, one of those things. That's her hat business. She has that now. It took her this long to have the hat business. She also was trying to flip houses. Well, now she's going to get married next season. So most of this next season for her is going to be her getting married. And I hope they are filming right after. So once they start filming, it will be like while people get like the shots. So it can be more interesting. That will help a lot. So you can have more people at your shit. You can have more guests and not be scared of everything. It's the truth. So, Robin has that business. Then you have Karen with her fragrance. She has a fragrance and now she also has wigs. That's what people walked out of last episode prior. You know, the finale happened. People were like, why did you leave? Why did you leave? Karen's very interesting because she is very smart about what people will want to buy. Wigs are very expensive. Wigs are also very much a necessity for a lot of black women. And truly just women. Because wigs have been going on since truly like mostly the dawn of time. Women have always worn extra hair. Men have worn extra hair. It is a sign of truly you just trying to protect your hair. I don't wear wigs. This isn't really my hair. But I do understand. I do respect that. I once were time was gonna have a wig. Mm-hmm. Just like as a thought process. So from that. Okay. Sorry. I looked at myself in the mirror. We have that. Candace has her hair business. So this season you didn't see that much of the hair business because Candace's storyline was more about her trying to have a forever home and her deciding if she's going to have a child. This is truly telling you down the line what happened this season. So she had that. She also had a friction with Monique as, will my friendship with her get better or not? She had a friendship to get it back together with Ashley. Ashley, that's her name. Ashley just had a baby. Ashley, this season was interesting because of her being a new mom and her sharing her journey about postpartum, her having postpartum, and also her issues with her husband. See what I'm saying? So, and then that in her new, different, her kind of calm Bob into her being messy. So, truly, of everyone, Ashley had the best story arc. She showed you character development, and she also said, I can revert, bitch. So, Ashley does not have any businesses, because her husband has businesses that she doesn't always talk about, but because her husband works. And you got that to Wendy. Wendy businesses is just what she is. She's a personality person. So, that means... truly, what Wendy does for the show is what she does for NCC. I said it wrong. CNN. I was like, that's some not the right name. All right, so you have those two. So I talked about everyone, but who else is there? Giselle. All right, first and foremost, let's go back to Whitney. She was the new housewife. She was the new housewife this season. I kind of was like, ugh, she get a D. She got a C mostly because she's very beautiful, and I'm not going to go based on that. She was interesting, and then she wasn't interesting. She became a little bit much. And then she became a follower, which was like, no, why? Your mom's the chief. Why are you not this? That's not good. She showed you how strict it is, so there's a lot of diversity there. I do not know what they're going to do with Wendy. She became very annoying because of her degrees. What? Her degrees? What? Her degrees? What? Her degrees? Her what? Her 4 degrees? The 4 degrees you say. 4 degrees. Don't forget 4 degrees. So it became very annoying to like her. Very much fast. So I do think she's amazing. I do think that she's very interesting. She did also, I feel, suffer from postpartum. So it was very interesting to see that. And she had a very interesting baby story, birthing story, because she has 3 children. I do think that she is quite good for television. I just think that they're going to reduce her role because she did not film a lot with people. Only in the beginning she filmed a lot with them, and then she stopped. And most of them need to film with people for us to like them. Not all the time. If you have an interesting storyline, like, let's say, for instance, Nene is not on the show no more. For a few seasons, Nene did not need anyone else. They didn't need to film with anybody because everyone was interested around her. And then you realize, like, no, we need all these people. We want these conversations. We want these parties. So, Robin had to have a party. That's why she had this party. She got engaged at the party. Like I said, congratulations, go out to the party. Congratulations. I didn't change it. So, last person up is Giselle. Giselle used to have Ever Hue. Yes, it was a makeup line, which is really cool to have a makeup line. I think it's really beautiful that people, no, seriously, because it's a big business to have a makeup line. It truly is. So, how can I say this about this woman? Her storyline was that she's going to get back with someone that she made a book about. So she wrote a book about her ex-husband, about how much he cheated on her, about that she was pregnant with her babies and he cheated on her, right? All this is her thing. Now she gets back with this person, and then she expects her children to want to get along with this man that you told them the truth about. And the kids may like their dad outside of this situation because they're not feeling this scenario. So, do I think this storyline was fake? Maybe. This is more than 3 minutes I was going to talk about this, which I apologize already. But this is what happens. So, I give her like an F. Like, she messed up the whole thing for everybody else. Everyone, this show mostly gave, I gave a lot of them like A's, and then there was a C, and then it was an F. F was Giselle. Not just saying F because F Giselle, but I do think she's a very beautiful woman. I do think she's very interesting. I just think that she's just there for the mess, and that she likes to pick on one person particularly, and that's how it goes. This is a wrap up for the season. I will talk about more what happened at the party because it's interesting, but I don't know what they're going to talk about it on the reunion. So I'm going to give that. I don't know how they're going to even do the reunion. They gave her the first 10 minutes of fluff. So that's what normally happens on reunions. I hope it doesn't happen this time. From them to Housewives of Atlanta. So first and foremost, the cars are out. I have 2 stories about that, and that was my thing. So first and foremost, apparently Kenya is against Porsha because of the whole Strippergate. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'll talk about that when it happens. I don't really want to talk about it too much. Regardless of when that happens, it happens. That's one thing. And also, they said Sidora, husband, is so yummy. And I do think it's nice to have a good-looking man. Down the line, I think Cynthia has the most attractive husband. They're married now. I think she has the most attractive husband so far. Mark was attractive, but he don't like that woman. He doesn't like King like that. I'm gonna dive on the show a little bit. So this season is going to be very interesting for the Housewives of Atlanta. I already said that last week. It's going to be very interesting, but it's going to be very kind of different. First and foremost, the ratings were dropped. Ratings dropped a lot because of COVID. Once again, I told y'all before, it's hard for people to want to watch TV. It's hard to watch TV when you've been watching TV this whole time. You have not had the option of going out to the movies. You have not had the options to go shopping. You have been most of the time stay at home. A lot of people, businesses are pretty much on Zoom. So that's the issue. A lot of them have gained weight, which is not wrong. I think it's funny because all of them look juicier. You know, get a little juicy. One person mentioned it, and I was kind of like, okay, cool. That's not a big deal. Let's go with the people. So at this moment, they got fired 2 main people. They have not added the 5th person because that doesn't make sense. This season, it will have 5 main housewives and I think 4 to 6 sub-wives, which means supportive. There'll be the support wives or friends to the show, which is great, but it's kind of like, So, first and foremost, let's go with the one I call the most attractive. Hashtag chill. Cynthia and her husband, her fiance, are discussing whether or not to have the wedding on the date they planned, what they're going to do for the wedding, and this is the whole plot line for most of the season. Nothing else. I do think they're going to have a lot of frictions because they said that the whole time, but they had the whole time when she was quarantined with him in LA compared to Atlanta. I think the whole family's out in LA. So if they do stay in Atlanta the whole season, they're about to get busy. Get busy. Get busy. What? Busy. What? Busy. I mean, okay. So they said, she was showcasing a lot of her décolletage. And she had a lot of scenes with Kandi. I will say this. I say that as a thank you. I don't need to see them that much apart. I really want truly most of the season of them like socially distancing all together. I want to see that most. Marlo. Marlo's back. Marlo was extra. I do think it's very interesting that she's a friend of the show, and I do think that she probably will get a peach maybe next season, but she gotta have a husband so we can really like her more. This show has changed so much because a lot of shows have always made sure you had a husband. There's some franchises where they prefer, you can't be a wife, you can't be a part of the players unless you have a husband, which they broke the mold with that with, I think, Kenya. Kenya was the one person that was willing, I think. Kenya and Marlo was going to be a housewife when she was supposed to marry the person she was supposed to marry. The day that she was going to be on there right before. And then it happened. So when they fired some people, Porsha was married to married, so she had divorced. So I'm just giving you a synopsis of what happens and why you see what you see most of the time. It's because a lot of them are supposed to get married or married for a long period of time. You gotta show that kind of thing. The season will not be as interesting not because of Nene. Let me just say this all out there. Not because of Nene. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be hard to watch because of COVID. They're going to talk about COVID. Porsha's storyline this season so far is pretty great. It shows a lot of her humane, her speaking up for Black Lives Matter and her following in her grandfather's footsteps. That's personally speaking, like, very epic. It's amazing. She got arrested near the end of the episode. So she was not there. She was pretty much talking about the fight that she's done, all the stuff she's done for COVID, from not COVID times, but all the stuff Black Lives Matter with Breonna Taylor and also George Floyd. See what I'm saying? We have to mention her a little bit more than this. George Floyd is a very dark time and it's very traumatic, so I'm not going to always mention his name as much because what happened to him is so triggering for some people. I don't feel like that's safe. Okay, so we have them too. The juiciest storyline this whole season is going to probably be Kenya. Main reason why, because Kenya's getting, I guess, divorced when she's married. Does that man like her? I don't know, but I will say this. It's a very intriguing storyline. And I do think it's very hard to fight for some. Like, it's hard. She's a hard woman. She's a very strong person. So, if you're a strong-willed person, also a very drama-filled person, it's kind of hard to see a drama-filled person concede. I'm a lot. I know I'm a lot. I have a lot of personality. So me saying this is one thing, but me knowing this is another. She's a lot. She's juicy. She's really beautiful. She has a baby. The baby's about to be, I think, 3. Yeah, I think his baby's about to be 2 or 3 years old. They've been married for 3 years. The baby about to be 2. Yeah, the baby just had a second baby. Her second birthday, I think, recently. So yeah, and you saw them together and everything like that. So this whole storyline for her will be the most interesting out of the bunch of the 4 people. Only person I talked about it was Kandi. Well, like I said, she's about to file for divorce. She's trying to figure out all the other stuff for it first. That's pretty much it. And she's about to have a pool. I'm giving you like a quickie. I'm gonna talk about everything in detail if I find it more interesting the second time around. I'll tell you then. Kandi is going to get her baby daddy's money. Yes, she had Riley. As we know, Riley is now 18. She's 18. She's going to college. I think she has done her first semester because this is around the time where I think most kids come home from college. So she's done the first semester, I think, NYU. So it's expensive, and I think it's her father owes her mother, Kandi. She owes him and back child support $250,000. There's nothing to sneeze at, like I said last week with Cynthia. I don't know if that's part of the storyline now. I'm not gonna lie about that. But end of the day, yeah. To all you out there that's asking this question, please. This is like I may end it here. I may not. This is long. Talking about 2 different shows. Try your best to choose the person that you want to choose. Especially all y'all that are there that's like very young. If you're like 16 to 34, that's ages. Till 49, please choose your partners responsibly. If you are not having sex, if you're having sex raw, you may produce a baby. Now, gays, not us, but wear a condom because we don't want the clap. And also, gays, get on PrEP. And everyone out there, get on PrEP. I'm not sponsored by anyone. I'm just saying in general. If you're having wild sex, please get tested. That's it for right now. If I talk some more about anything else, I'll get back on here. But if not, that's all. Thank you so much for this. If you want to support the channel, you can always give me Venmo at Jermaine Callando. That's Jermaine Callando, Callando, Jermaine Jerme. And if you want to support me, or if you want to follow me anywhere else, that is Jermaine Callando. Everywhere else, just search Jermaine Callando. That's the best way to say this, because I will say it's how you found me. Thank you so much for watching, always. I hope you love this. I will try my best to find some more stuff, and talk to you soon.